So another exercise that we've all done before, I need a blank piece of paper that isn't going to be tomorrow's diary plan. If you run out of diary availability, 25th of December is usually a day when most people don't work, or go to 26th, 27th, whatever. Okay, so what I want you to do is draw a circle that covers the central part of your page. So if you imagine there's your page, don't have it all out, I just want a circle in there, so you can write on the outside and you can write on the inside. Directions, I know everybody draws different circles and then freaks out.
Well, last time you made us do a big circle, then a little circle.
Yeah, okay, so similar type exercise, but leaning on from that conversation with regards to education, emotion and immersion, okay? This is your comfort zone level. So what I want you to start thinking about is the things that are in your comfort zone, the things you don't need to think twice about. I want you to think about things personally. I want you to think about things professionally. Okay? So, for example, professionally, are you in your comfort zone when you're asking candidate flip, or is there a level of hesitancy, is there a level of concern? Obviously, we're doing an incentive on this week. When we're doing retainer pitches, do we have a level of concern? Do we have a level of hesitation? When we're interviewing candidates, is there an area of candidate interview? Maybe it's asking for salary. Maybe when we're interviewing someone at a senior level, that salary question is a little bit intimidating. Or maybe you don't get it every time. So if you, let's say 1 in 100 you don't get, okay, that's probably down potentially to the individual. If you are any less than that, it's probably down to your gravitas, your communication, you asking the question. So it could be, so I mentioned retainer pitch, it could be your objection handling and your ability to drive that. Is everyone comfortable with what they're doing? So this is inside your circle, you write down these ideas, I'm just giving you some ideas.
And then it's uncomfortable.
So it could be that on some of these are uncomfortable and you're writing them outside. How good are you at BD dials? How good are you at picking up that phone and doing that BD call and having that conversation completely cold? How good are you at having that conversation with regards to that lead? When that lead happens, following that up straight away, what's the story that goes on in your head? Your comfort zone is usually defined to your story being, fuck, shit, I hope they don't answer, or I hope they do answer, but I hope they really don't ask me a difficult question, to, let's bring it on, I hope you test me, come on, give me some shit. You know, let's have an example of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wanted, to be the best. Michael Jordan studied other people. Michael Jordan, when he stepped on game time, he had to be number one. So he had to make the things comfortable. Johnny Wilkinson practiced the same kick over and over and over and over again. Before the World Cup, he was doing drop goals, which is the World Cup we won in, I'm talking about rugby here. He practiced over and over again. So when it came to game time, he was more likely to hit it than he was to miss, or more likely to score 3 points as a drop goal. So it could be elements of your standards that, if you think about the levels of standards that you have, is some of them outside of your comfort zone? Is some of them inside? If you think of it personally, is going to the gym inside, outside your comfort zone? Is a goal to run inside, outside your comfort zone? Is what you eat inside, outside comfort zone? Is communication with a family member inside, outside? Think about some of that personal element. Okay? Radical candor. Are you able to communicate with others in a radically candid manner? Again, inside, outside of work. If your goal is to be a manager, what areas of management is inside, outside? Is communication inside, outside? Is challenging people inside, outside? A lot of that you will get from yourself. When you move and transition into leadership and management roles, a lot of it, with the bits that you are comfortable with your own self, are usually the bits that you are good at, and the bits that you are not are usually the bits that you are obviously not. So if you are a confident communicator, it's probably likely you'll take that into your management skills. If you're empathetic to other people, it's likely you'll take it into that. The numbers that you bill, revenue that you produce, the amount of calls that you do, being number one, competitive. Some of the most competitive athletes in the world are currently battling it out in the World Cup. The top performers in any industry are usually the most competitive. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, 2 examples. Owen Farrell, described by the rest of the England rugby team as the most competitive person in that squad. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. Okay, do we think that Oprah Winfrey got to the top by letting everyone else? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, you go ahead of me. No, that's okay. I won't do that. No, any industry where you see people on the top, where you regularly see them, it's because they're likely to be highly, highly competitive. That's how they run. Okay, so what I want you to do is continue to work on this exercise and begin to look at the things outside of your comfort zone and begin to think, how do I get them inside my comfort zone? A lot of working on yourself. We can read scripts, we can go through, we can go over, and we can get caught in, I need to get my BD calls better, I need to get my BD calls better. You could get your BD calls to the level that you need them to be at in a week. You could get your retainer pitch to the level that you need to be at in a day. But your comfort zone, oh well, yeah, I'm still not comfortable with that now. It might be that, what area do you need to apply it? Do you need to do more on the education side to know your script? Do you need to do more on the role play side to have that blocking and tackling? Or do you need to do more on the immersion side? I will give you a clue. The answer for that question is always one of them, which is immersion, experience, or multiple ones from that perspective, but it always comes down to immersion. Game time is when the most amount of pressure is. If you have to score a penalty at the World Cup final and you'll be taking a penalty for 3 years, I guarantee you are more likely to miss. Not guaranteed to miss, but you're more likely to miss than you are to score. Because not only do you not know what you're doing and how you're going to kick the ball and how you're going to process that through and how many steps you need to take in order to make sure that you connect well with the ball, you also haven't done it for ages, so you won't go through any of that, but you'll probably bottle it. Because you'll try and hit it as hard as you possibly can, you'll try and read the goalkeeper, something will go wrong. Lots of sport references, I apologise for that, but it's just simple. So all of that level is your level of communication and how you run with it. So if you are uncomfortable with something, it's probably going through and over again in your head. Any questions on that?
But being uncomfortable never stops because it's a lifelong journey. You're always going to be uncomfortable.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely the case. Well, fortunately and unfortunately. Well, it does stop. It's when you've reached what you want to get. Whenever you've achieved what you want to achieve and you've done, and I'm not going any further, that's usually when the uncomfortable nature stops. Because you're not pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, you're sat firmly within it, and you've hit what you want to achieve. Now, how you define that is up to you, but it's usually when you put the foot off the gas and you stop having challenges and you stop having problems.